Now on CoastTV News.
The process is open. Applications for marijuana licenses, what people are saying. Flooding along the coast. Storm surge during the drives this morning at high tide. And more homes, more people. The town of Lewis votes tonight on the addition of a new housing subdivision off Savannah Road.
And in connection with that picture you just saw, we have floodings in the forefront of the forecast, but we have additional scattered showers headed in our direction, and we'll elaborate on just how those waves may come in and cause more complications with those breaches.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
We're taking a live look into the Ocean City area, or Ocean View area right now. Easy, good look out there at the moment. Good evening, I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our news at 5. We do begin tonight, though, with weather because there's been flooding due to storms. So let's get an update from Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams.
So in this case, Charlie, it's not so much that the intensity of the storms is not the concern. The concern is that we don't need any extra rain that's going to exacerbate the problem that we're having with the breaches that we reported over the weekend. You see, we're at a level 1 today, which is considered marginal, but we're looking for isolated, short-lived, really intense showers. And that could dump a significant amount of rain in our way. So this is where we had the breach, right in this area. But we now have an active coastal flood advisory that's in effect until 1 o'clock in the morning. We're concerned about 1 foot of inundation connected to this area where the flooding could become even more so right along the Indian Beach and the Indian River Inlet area. In addition to that, some additional beach hazard statements have now been issued that are now updated to stay active until 8 o'clock for this evening, all the way down towards Exmoor and Broadwater. In addition to that, we have the small craft advisory with 25-mile-per-hour winds here and coming across the Chesapeake Bay area, and we're concerned about flooding in our immediate area. Now, we also have another line that's pulling through our area from our north. Let's talk about the waves. We're looking at Fenwick Island and up towards where the breach is. We're looking up to about maybe as much as 8-foot waves coming in at 9 o'clock. Now, we'll see it beginning to diminish just a little bit by Tuesday morning, but we really won't see it fall significantly until we get to Wednesday or Thursday. So, Charlie, that rain and that flooding is going to be a continuous problem along with the storms we're expecting. Pardon me.
Oh, I appreciate that. And the stormy weather last night led to a breach that you see here on the screen near the Indian River Inlet. Flooding on the north side of the Indian River Inlet Bridge has been a problem for years. The sand is constantly eroding, and the clock on solving this problem is ticking. One local fisherman is shocked to see this much damage by a passing storm.
It's amazing that just this little bit, can stir up that side of the road for some reason. There's something going on in that area. It's been happening most of the summer.
In the lull between high tides, DENREC and DelDOT have been working hard using that window to try to put a makeshift fix in place before sunrise. And this brings us to our CoastTV poll. We want to know, what is your biggest concern with flooding on major roadways? Let's take a look at the results so far. We got a couple different options here, but it seems like evacuation routes, that is leading the charge. Actually, it's in second place now as I scan down a little bit further to where we've got emergency services and delays. That's your number 1, but this might change again. You can go vote at coasttv.com or use the CoastTV mobile app. Breaking news tonight, former U.S. Representative George Santos has pleaded guilty to wire fraud and aggravated identity theft in his federal fraud case. The New York Republican entered the plea today in a courtroom in Long Island. Santos was indicted on charges that he stole from political donors, used campaign contributions to pay for personal expenses, lied to Congress about his wealth, and collected unemployment benefits while working. He was expelled from Congress after an ethics investigation found out what it called, quote, overwhelming evidence, unquote, that Santos had broken the law. Santos faces more than 6 years in prison under federal guidelines at sentencing in February and owes at least $370,000 in restitution. The window is now open for those looking to sell or grow weed in Delaware. And people have more time than expected, with license applications opening up 2 weeks ahead of the projected schedule. CoastTV's Christina DeRobertis shows us who's looking for a license.
Marijuana, weed, pot, or cannabis, whatever you call it, it's likely going to be sold in Delaware within the year. But first, potential sellers and growers must apply for a license. And Stephen Provost at Scooby's CBD Boutique in Rehoboth Beach is about ready to hit submit on his.
Like with Scooby's, we'll be applying for both Sussex and Kent County. It's always been a goal to get more into the cannabis industry.
Kayla Montalvo with Delaware's Office of the Marijuana Commissioner says 125 licenses are going to be given out.
We anticipate receiving approximately 400 to 500 applications. So once all of these applications come in, and obviously it reaches the deadline, those that have the qualifications, they're going to be then put into the lottery system.
Provost tells us the idea of a lottery system can be stressful.
It is a little nerve-wracking to know that it will be a lottery.
But says he feels confident in his chances after attending workshops and fine-tuning his application.
Hopefully just having that 5 years with business will help.
Licenses will be broken up into several groups, including cultivation, manufacturing, and retail. Applications close on September 30th. In Sussex County, Christina D. Robertis, Coast TV News.
Applicants are not required to have specific locations for their businesses. The Office of Marijuana Commissioner expects retail weed to be sold in Delaware by March 1st. Legendary talk show host Phil Donahue has died. He was 88 years old. In a statement to People and NBC News, his family says he died Sunday following a long illness. Donahue was surrounded by family, including his wife of 44 years. Donahue pioneered a new format for daytime television as the host of The Phil Donahue Show from 1967 to 1996. He was also referred to as the king of daytime talk. In May, President Joe Biden awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Right now in Lewis, the Parks and Recreation Commission is discussing recommendations for a proposed new townhome subdivision on Savannah Road. The council discussing what beautification efforts should be included in the plans, like streets, trees, open space in the area. Lewis business owner David Jones says the addition of those homes can benefit the town and the scenery in the area.
Well, it's going to be more people coming in town, more people dining, more people visiting, regular coffee shops and clothing stores, and it's just a win-win situation. Yeah, just the weeds and, just the way this piece of property looks. It's not the most, inviting look. So I'm looking for something, just to clean it up would really be nice.
And that property is currently zoned for residential use. Vice President Kamala Harris and her running mate Tim Walz hoping to ride a wave of momentum as the Democratic National Convention is underway in the Windy City. NBC's Bree Jackson is in Chicago, where she spoke to delegates about what they would like to hear from the Vice President and the President Biden, who's set to take the stage tonight.
The stage is set as the Democratic National Convention gets underway. People from across the country showing their support for the Harris-Walz ticket. I spoke with delegates about the top issues in their states.
Cost of housing, being able to send your kids to school, the cost of food and gas, these basic things.
Workers' rights, to our economy, making sure that we're making the right investments in our economy.
Outside the convention, protesters voicing their opposition to the war in Gaza. The Harris-Walz campaign says they plan to address the issue.
You have a candidate like Kamala Harris that is going to get to the bottom of these challenging issues, be frank with both sides about what is needed to get to a place of reducing civilian casualties and making this terrible and tragic war over.
Much of the focus tonight will be on President Biden.
Senator Sanders, what do you want to hear tonight? What do you want to hear tonight from the president?
Good speech.
The 81-year-old was expected to accept the Democratic Party's nomination, but after nearly a half-century in public office, he's passing the torch.
His legacy is going to be that he saved democracy not once but twice. He saved it once by defeating Donald Trump in 2020, and he saved it once by actually stepping down and allowing Kamala Harris to be our first female president.
Tonight, Democrats will honor Biden's legacy as the party looks toward the future of a Harris-Walz ticket. In Chicago, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And speaking of the president, 3 Republican-led committees leading the impeachment inquiry into President Biden released a report today accusing him of corruption. It argues that the president has engaged in impeachable conduct, but does not make a formal recommendation for the House to move forward with impeachment. Instead, it recycles previously unsupported claims to argue that Biden, quote, knowingly participated in a conspiracy to leverage his office while vice president and beyond to financially benefit his family. The report leaves it up to the House to evaluate. Republicans launched their impeachment inquiry into Biden 11 months ago. Since then, they've failed to convince their narrow majority to move forward with articles of impeachment. It will all come down to House Speaker Mike Johnson and whether he decides to try to push through articles of impeachment during the 3 weeks that the House returns to Washington in September. Secretary of State Antony Blinken said today that Israel has accepted a proposal to bridge differences, holding up a ceasefire and hostage release in Gaza. He called on Hamas to do the same without saying whether the latest draft had addressed concerns cited by the militant group.
Just last week, the president put forward a proposal with Qatar and with Egypt to try to bridge the gaps that remain between the parties so that we could get agreement to what the president put out there a couple of months ago. In a very constructive meeting with Prime Minister Netanyahu today, he confirmed to me that Israel accepts the bridging proposal, that he supports it.
We are nearing the year mark of this conflict, which kicked off on October 7th, 2023. Still to come, as the Democratic National Convention kicks off today, so does the protests in the city. We'll show you just one of the protests that were set to happen this week.
And over the weekend, we've had some strong storms. Now we're tracking some additional thunderstorms moving in our direction, really targeting a more Chincoteague area. But we have another area of rain coming in from the north, and we don't need this right now, especially with that breach going on.
This new technology will soon allow you to track eagles in Delaware's botanic gardens. That's up next.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation where we bring the showroom to you.
Join Club Ocean at Ocean Downs and get $20 free play guaranteed. We ship you not. Then use your card every time you play to earn more rewards. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
When Roe v. Wade fell, we all got mad. Matt Meyer got to work, securing county funds for the First State Abortion Fund, so women can get reproductive care here in Delaware. Matt went to work protecting kids from gun violence too, reducing shootings almost 50%. As Matt's wife, I'm incredibly proud. As an emergency room doctor, I see the difference he's making. Matt will be a great governor because he doesn't just talk, he's walking the walk.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Discover the craftsmanship behind each Berica home. With each factory tour, you'll embark on a 60-minute journey of innovation and precision. Step into a world where your future home comes to life. Call our office to schedule your factory tour today.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Delaware's botanic gardens are known for their natural beauty, an oasis in Dagsboro. And if you walk through the woods at the botanic gardens, you realize you're just steps away and feet under a bald eagle's nest. Stephen Price, Leah, says that support for a soon-to-be Eagle Cam has been soaring. They've raised $80,000 for installation.
So the eagles fledged the nest at around the end of July, early August. This year we had 2 quite large fledglings leave around the same time as their parents.
Very important to note, the Eagle Cam will not be installed when they're around. There's a specific window when they will be able to do that without disturbing the birds, so no worries there. We have more information on this on our website, CoastTV.com.
Here's a look at your Bay forecast. We're not worried about rain Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, but we are worried about rain tonight.
Everyone knows kids are messy, especially in the summertime. Back to school. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Attention Delmarva homeowners. HomeSmart started with 50, then 30. Now we've reached the final days, looking for 20 homes to participate in our bath makeover event and receive test market pricing on a beautiful new walk-in shower. We want to showcase our Kohler Luxstone showers in real bathrooms, including Kohler's proprietary crushed stone walls that won't harbor bacteria or soap scum. You'll get promotional pricing just to determine if our exquisite product lines are the right fit for your bathroom project. Final days. 20 homeowners will save. Receive 50% off installation of a new Kohler Luxstone shower. Plus, call during this program for no payments until 2025. Senior and military discounts. Call HomeSmart now with zip code and location to qualify. Call 1-800-616-8289. That's 1-800-616-8289.
Delaware Electric Cooperative is proud to power Central and Southern Delaware. We power local artists creating masterpieces inspired by nature, eateries with roots that run deep in our communities, and business owners helping other entrepreneurs succeed. We serve a new orchestra founded by co-op members and a new library built to better serve Harrington families. We're inspired by the stories of our friends and neighbors, and it's for these people and places that DEC is committed to keeping the lights on.
Feeling the summer sizzle? Is it turning your home into a sauna? At FH Fur, we know you can't wait when your AC is down for the count. That's why we're offering same-day service, guaranteed. If we don't make it to you the very same day, you will pay a diagnostic or dispatch fee, plain and simple. So whether your AC is blowing hot air, your thermostat is on the fritz, or your entire system needs replacing, an FH Fur expert technician will bring your comfort back today.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
Over the weekend, we've been talking about the breach that's happened that's causing problems near the Indian River Inlet. And at this point, we're going to go over some things pertaining to that story. First of all, we're going to talk about the waves and how that's going to increase and all that connected to what's happening with the tides. In addition to that, we have more rain on the way when we don't necessarily need it, okay? So our Bay Health camera in Dover, and I show you Dover because we have rain coming in from the north as well. It's like all of the bad things at the same time when we really just simply don't need it, don't want it. So we're looking at scattered showers to push through Dover, and it's going to begin to push in our direction as well. So keep in mind, we have still dangerous rip currents. That's still a concern for us. Another round of storms for later today going to the evening hours, and then, of course, a taste of fall. So first of all, we actually have at least a marginal threat of severe weather for today. Now, with this is tricky, okay? Because we're not expected to go to a level 2 or 3, we're not concerned about the intensity of the storms, but the amount of rain in this case. And in the fact, and we take into consideration that we have the breach, we're already dealing with flooding. That's why this marginal 1 is actually a little more dangerous than the 1 would indicate. You see, we have the coastal flood advisory near Indian River Inlet, and we have the breaches happening that's causing a shutdown along Highway 1. Then we have this coastal flood advisory that's all of Sussex from Rehoboth all the way down to Bottom Hills. Then, when you factor in the winds and all of that, we have an additional beach hazard statement that's now in effect for Northampton, Worcester, Accomack, until at least it's 8 o'clock for this evening. So that's another deteriorating situation along with this beach hazard statement. And as you can see right here, this orange you see right here, that's actually a marine warning of a possible severe thunderstorm warning over the water that's moving in our general direction, but it shouldn't come all the way up here. We have the winds 25 miles per hour for us off of the coast. And of course, we have concerns for inland flooding as well, at least a 1 foot of inundation for those folks that are near any kind of water. Now, to our northwest, we have this line of showers that's going to hit Dover and come in our direction, relatively weak. Heavier showers coming in out of the south. Though dark red you see, that means that we have a track history of flood warnings. Now let's talk waves. You see, we're looking at possibly 4 to 8 foot waves right in this area. I'm going to keep my hand where we have the breach. This is what we have going on tonight. And for Tuesday morning, we're still in the green, which is still 4 to 8 feet. It's not until we get to Tuesday where the waves will begin to back off right off of the Sussex County coast. Now, we have that same pattern from Ocean Pines down to Chincoteague. So we're looking at high waves, just some of the residual effects of what's been happening with the hurricane out in the deep, but it won't really go down until Tuesday. So we're looking for relatively high waves during this time period. We're getting just a touch of rain from the north, and we just don't need it. It's going to exacerbate the problem. Today we had a high of 86. We're 86 right now, and as we begin to kind of go through our expectations for our forecast, we're looking for it to stay pretty clear for us as we go into tomorrow. And as we go into Tuesday, we'll start off in the 60s. We'll end up in the 70s, which is nice. Wednesday is going to stay clear as well. So tonight we're looking at 62 and a few leftover showers, but then tomorrow, 76, a fall-like feel, and we stay at 76 on Wednesday with more sunshine. Finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodeling Extended Forecast.
Okay, Paul, we appreciate that. Coming up, concerns for the economy grow as new data shows an increasing amount of Americans. They're in fear that they might lose their jobs. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
I'm proud of you, son. Thanks, Dad. That means a lot. This home wouldn't be possible without the foundational life lessons you taught me. Call Dry Zone. What? To protect your crawl space. This is Delmarva, son. Just like your life, your home's foundation needs a dry crawl space. Call Dry Zone. They're the oldest and the best. Just like you, Dad.
Protect your largest investment with Delmarva's local choice, Dry Zone, the oldest and the best.
Brought to you by Dry Zone, your local crawl space experts.
Save thousands on the new revolutionary swim spa at a one-time sale. Today and tomorrow. Wicomico Civic Center. Exercise with low impact. Swim the entire year and stay in shape. Teach your kids to swim. Unwind and save thousands. Avoid the expense and maintenance involved with a pool. Swim, exercise, and relax in your new aquatic exercise swim spa. Installation and 1 day only. New 2024 inventory. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Wicomico Civic Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 855-SPA-SALE.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewis Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewis Farmers Market is in the park every Saturday from 8 to noon and at Crooked Hammock Brewery every Wednesday from 8 to 11:30 a.m.
When you take a chance, chance can take you to unexpected places. Whoa. Bet Rivers and Delaware Park Casino. Feel the rush.
Brian, what's the difference between treated wood and composite decking?
Treated wood decking costs less, but requires a lot of maintenance over the years. Composite decking looks like wood, but won't fade, curl, or rot. It's insect resistant, maintenance-free, and comes with a lifetime warranty. But through August 31st only, you can get composite decking for the same price as treated lumber, and no payments, no interest for 12 months.
Paul Davis can bring the showroom to you as soon as tomorrow.
And we'll give you a down-to-the-penny price that day.
Call Paul Davis, the restoration and remodeling experts.
Weather is sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration, your storm damage experts, here to help now.
Activists are convening in Chicago during the Democratic National Convention to show support for abortion services. In 2022, the U.S. Supreme Court reversed Roe v. Wade, which established a constitutional right to an abortion. The group says it's dedicated to preserving access to the abortion pills known as mifepristone and misoprostol. Sunday's demonstration is only one of several that are planned throughout the convention. Meanwhile, Maryland Governor Wes Moore is in attendance at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago this morning. He spoke to delegates from Wisconsin, along with New York Governor Kathy Hochul and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. Governor Moore said, quote, "Here's the thing we know about winning. Winning doesn't just happen. Winning doesn't just happen just because. Nothing is given. Everything is earned," unquote. New survey data released Monday shows Americans are starting to feel increasingly worried about losing their jobs. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York's latest survey on consumer labor market experiences and expectations showed job, wage, and benefit satisfaction all sank in July. It also found the average expected likelihood of becoming unemployed rose to 4.4%. That is the highest on record for the survey, which was started just 10 years ago. Let's take one more look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what is your biggest concern with flooding on major roadways? Let's see if these numbers have shifted at all since we started earlier this evening. And it still seems that our leader is emergency service delays. That's the big worry. You'll actually hear more about that specific topic tonight in our 6 o'clock newscast. You can also go vote right now if you haven't yet on this. Go to coasttv.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. Coming up, the bargains are back. Where to catch the duck drop and river races in Milton this weekend. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Struggling with moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis? Talk to your doctor about #1 prescribed Entyvio, offering 2 maintenance options, including the Entyvio pen. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. PML, a rare, potentially fatal brain infection, cannot be ruled out. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, sores, or are prone to infections. Liver problems can occur. Entyvio, relief, remission for real.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Sarah was a mother and a grandmother. She lived in a local nursing home. The nursing home let her develop bed sores, which got infected. The infection spread. The nursing home called an ambulance to take her to the hospital, but the infection couldn't be stopped and it took her life. Her family needed answers. Her family needed justice. They knew who to call for a nursing home negligence lawsuit, and now you do too. Folks, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
So I'm going to college. I am looking into pediatric therapy.
Majoring cybersecurity.
Every patient is unique.
So every patient gets a unique treatment plan.
I'm not a cookie cutter person.
Tillman Orthodontics has every option, including braces and Smiles Correct.
Tillman Orthodontics made a plan just for me. We might start you with braces and finish with custom clear aligners.
Now the real me can shine through. Ready for whatever the future may hold. Bring it.
Call Tillman Orthodontics for your free consultation.
Bargains on the Broad Kill is back this Saturday. 60 craft and artisan vendors will be set up in Milton Memorial Park. The Irish Eyes canoe and kayak races, those start at 10 a.m. And don't miss the rubber duck drop, that's tough to say, at 2 p.m. Buy a duck for a chance to win a prize up to $500. There will be food trucks and a petting zoo and more from 9 to 3.
I understand, Charlie, because when you think rubber duck, automatically the Sesame Street song comes in my head, Rubber Ducky. Of course. Yeah. Anyway, here we go. We have a coastal flood advisory that's active for all of Sussex, particularly along the coast where we have the problems with the breach. And in addition to that, we're concerned about our beach hazard statement because deteriorating conditions down there towards the beach. And another wave of rain is headed our direction. Keep up with your forecast by calling our number.
Thank you, Paul, and thank you for joining us. TV News at 5. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. Inside Edition is up next, and we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great evening.